KSI versus Luis Pineda. Um, where do I start with this fight? This was the main event for the KSI event over in the UK. Um, yeah, apparently it's still pay per view. It was pay per view here in the States. When I turned on the zone, it started playing for me. I didn't pay for it. I didn't agree to say yes to anything. I better not have been charged. Because I just started watching and I don't remember saying bye or this or anything like that. But anyway, this fight between Luis Pineda and KSI ended up being more one-sided than I expected. It ended up being more embarrassing than I expected because I truly expected more from Pineda. I thought he would do more, but no surprise, KSI won. He's the A side. He's the main man. He was fighting a quote unquote pro boxer who normally fights at 140, 150. How was he making that weight? Look how skinny and tall he is. How in the world did he make those weight? Um, but yeah, KSI was just too strong. Overwhelmed Pineda from the get go, from the first round. There weren't the cleanest punches. I know. Pineda kept complaining of getting hit behind the head. They weren't the cleanest punches, but there were some clean punches that landed, and Pineda just, I don't know, he was complaining too much. He wasn't really in there to try to win it. Um, uh, should have. I don't know what he could have done because you can obviously tell that he didn't really have the muscles to hurt KSI. It's just one of those fights where KSI was meant to win, and that's what he did. He got the win as expected, and it's time to move on to bigger and better things. He called out a bunch of names after the fight. Called out Tommy Fury, called out Andrew Tate, called out um, Slim, called out a bunch of people after the fight. Did not mention Jake Paul until later on, and Jake Paul is the end goal, and eventually they will fight each other. There's just too much money to pass on it, so I'm pretty sure they'll eventually fight each other. But yeah, KSI and Pineda. Yeah, I can't really add much because it really was that much one-sided, and Pineda just kept complaining, trying to get out of it. And the referee too, man, multiple knockdowns. I lost count of how many knockdowns there were. The referee should have stopped the fight a little earlier, in my opinion. There was even one knockdown where KSI started doing push-ups. That's how one-sided this was. Very one-sided. Um, just because you're a professional boxer doesn't mean you're a good boxer. KSI can easily turn pro. Well, he already is a pro. He already has one win by in his pro career. To my understanding, the two fights that he had against Schwartz and Pineda were not considered pro fights. But if he can turn pro, I think he can definitely rack up a decent record. Depending on who he fights. If he fights people like Pineda, then yeah, he could rack up a good record. Um, but yeah, it was a pretty one-sided win. One-sided win for KSI. He said he'll be back in January, so looking forward to that one. Looking forward to see who he will end up fighting in January. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for listening and watching, and like always, have a great day. Alright, thanks.